What is up, and welcome to the Cinepax podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Casey. If you guys are new to the podcast, here I sit down with different creatives, anyone in the music video industry, filmmakers, editors, videographers, really anyone. We sit down with them, get to know their story, talk a little bit, get to know their game. Today's guest, he's been on here before. We talked to him over Zoom last time. Wanted to have him back on because we have a new spot here in North Hollywood. So we want to do it in person, get a little bit more insight. He's been doing a lot since then. So Damien Sandoval, how's it going, man?
What's poppin', my guys? How's everyone doing out there? I hope you're doing good. You already know we are out here in North Hollywood about to turn up. Legal.
It's nice to finally do it in person because the last one was cool over, what's it called? Like the energy was definitely there, but I feel like it's better. Just doing these back in person is a lot better. So
Oh,
it's
man.
sick.
This is my first in-person interview of all time.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, thanks for pulling up. That means a lot. Yeah, the last one was cool though. So if you guys like, I'm probably not gonna go like into like what got you started into everything.
Yeah.
So if people want to know that, there's that podcast there.
Yeah,
I feel like we dove into that a little bit, but yeah, I kind of just want to see what have you been up to, and then we can just talk about various topics.
Dope. Yeah, so just to touch up, where you left off, the last one was fire. I get a lot of love on that one. A lot of shout out to all the people who show me love on that one. So if you really want to know like how I got started and how all that, popped off in my film career, go check out that first episode. He'll leave a little link in the description or something.
There was definitely a lot of like good, I think some of the key takeaways from that one, I really liked. One of the tips that sticks with me and I still think shines true is if you want to make connections, buy a piece of gear that everyone wants.
Yeah.
And then everyone's going to hire you, or vice versa. Like you could have a studio at the same time. Everyone's going to come shoot there. You can make all the connections, like even like, owning a studio or just having some sense of value. People are going to come to you. So your tip was like, get a red,
Yeah, man. Undercut the price, and it's the quickest way to get on. Get a crazy piece of lighting, get a crazy, steady cam, get something rare that not too many people have, and you'll get called upon on more than you think.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I feel like there's a counter to that too. You also have to be in it for the right reason. You also have to be a good person. You also have to be able, you also have to be working hard at the same time. You can't rely on this. Because I know people with the sickest gear and then they'll drop the gear off and they'll go sit in their car and hit their vape the whole time.
Yeah, you
gotta
be a vibe, not a headache. You gotta, make people want to work with you and love you. And if you bring positive energy and just good vibes, like you're gonna be on every set. Just the attitude is everything in my book. And man, if you have that other, asset like a piece of gear, man, that's just it's go time.
Yep. Let's switch gears here a little bit. PeerSpace. For the people who don't know, let's just break down what PeerSpace is, and then we're gonna get into some numbers as well.
Let's get it.
So, what's PeerSpace for the people who don't know? How do you describe? Like, if someone asks you on the street, like, "Hey, like, what do you do?" and like you get into like your studios and whatnot, like, how do you explain PeerSpace to them?
Man, okay, PeerSpace is like the poor man's like studio. Like you're not pulling up to Warner Brothers, you're not pulling up to Paramount, you're pulling up to a PeerSpace, and that's usually something. Most likely around like 100 to 200 max an hour. It's a dope little, it's basically someone like you and I who create these studios with dreams to own big lots. It's just, we're not financially capable to create that. So we do what we can with, all the resources we have. And man, to me, PeerSpace has changed my life. It has literally like gave me a second wind in life where I no longer have to hustle job to job. I created a real foundation. And, I was one of the early pioneers of it too, like just catching it right when COVID started. I caught some crazy special deals on rent. Like I'm still locked in. Like I don't really want to say too much, but I'll give you guys a little bit. But like right when COVID happened and everything was shutting down, everyone was all scared.
I remember
like,
that.
Fools were taking toilet paper to the max home. Like everyone was scared. Like that was my little green light. Like ding, 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 ding. I was like, all right, time to get out there. Let's figure out what kind of deals we can make, shake and move.
Yep.
And so got out there, came across this incredible building in downtown LA. And I got 2 amazing rooms. Huge rooms, like 1,500 square feet each. I got one for $1,000 and another one for $1,500. And we're like grandfathered in. It's been like a two years damn near. And
That's
they haven't
crazy.
said, hey, we're going to raise the rent, nothing.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. But that has been like an incredible blessing. But PeerSpace, just to get back to topic, is basically like an Airbnb, but for film studios, for filmmakers.
That's
So,
exactly what I say. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's the Airbnb of film studios. Yeah. But that's wild with the rent. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember seeing you do that at the same time. And we did the same thing with
Yeah.
our, that location. We opened that October. We signed the lease October 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things were still a little crazy because like COVID ramped up right around in December, January,
yeah.
that time. And it's still always, and now prices everywhere is just skyrocketed. We tried us getting this warehouse in 2022.
Oh man.
It was wild, man. We were
I can
like,
only imagine.
yeah, it was nuts. But especially the bigger spaces are a lot harder to get because they want to see a lot more.
Yeah.
Everything. But
But chances make champions.
yeah, I like that. So talk to me a little bit about, so since the last podcast, we did that. I don't know when we actually did that. How many PeerSpace locations do you have at this very moment?
I have currently 11 of them. I had 12, one failed, but that was like after number 7. Did 7 in a row, was feeling my game on top of the world, then boom, got socked right in the nose.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Like what the fuck hit me?
So,
like
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's
the cloud
talk,
room.
The
man.
cloud room,
The
man.
cloud room.
You're on
Jesus
cloud 9.
Christ, what a dice roll. Nah, I mean, everything's working up until that point. So at that point, you're just like shit. Like you're just trying to get a little
You
more.
feel invincible too.
I just felt like everything was working. So let's try something different. Let's switch it up, and that's always a good thing too. To always just constantly innovate and try different things and just switch up your formula. Like you could stick to the same formula, and that formula for us has worked though. Like our original one, the blue wave, like that thing is like that's the original thing. So that thing's always gonna work. But as we get capital from that, we're gonna try to invest into other areas and try different things. Like I'm doing multiple things other than film studios. But we're using that capital to make other moves. And that's what you should always do, is you should always try to innovate or create. Like just for my film homies out there, like, yeah, you might be a director, but try editing too. Who knows? You might love it. So
yeah, for sure. So at what moment did you know, like, I got to take this cloud room, I got to take it, what do they say? What's the term? Like take it behind the shed and like shoot it, like you kind of just had to kill it. You scrapped it, like it was.
Holy, all right.
Well, I mean, when did you know it was dying off,
Well,
because I mean, you totally did. You ripped everything out. But
ASAP.
Yeah.
After 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Like like I'm a real numbers person. I like to, I believe in science and that. And once I'm seeing something's not adding up, like I have no mercy for it. It's just business.
Yeah.
And that thing had to go, got broke down, busted it to a little orange retro 70s room.
Yeah.
That thing is on fire right now.
I saw you hustling because
Bro,
I saw you hitting the Goodwill hustle.
Oh my
and
God.
We ended up that couch in that vintage room.
Yeah.
We got that from the same lady.
Yeah, no, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It was like, it would be like, up, like say you're playing basketball and you're up in a championship series 3-0, and then like you get blown out the next day at home when you're supposed to win the game. And after that, I was like, all right, we're just going to finish this. And then boom, did the 70s retro room. I was out there every day, offer up, Craigslist.
It's a hustle. You got to check every minute because that shit goes fat. If you want good deals.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because there's people scalping, like obviously there's people who are going to like that lady who sold that couch. I forgot her name. They're really cool people.
I got a cold tactic.
Oh, what you called it? How much you get that couch for?
I think I got, which one? I got a few of them.
I forgot their name.
We
got it from a couple.
One?
Yeah, the flower one.
Oh yeah.
You pay 100?
I paid like 2.
Oh yeah. See, we got that tribal vintage one for 100. But
if I like something, I don't try to like offer lower. I pay more. So that's one of my tactics. I'll pay a little more and I'll sell you a deposit right now. Serious business.
Oh, so you just get it or what?
Yeah. So anytime I'm dealing with
when it's hot, especially if there's already people.
If it's a good item.
Yeah,
if
for
it's
sure.
a good item, like if it's a good item, other people know it's a good item. And
For
there's
sure.
a lot of resellers out there. Like during that journey, I met a dude. That's all he does is hit, like thrift shops and the house. What's the real estate?
Sales.
Estate sales.
We hit a few. Yeah. See, my wife, she does a little vintage flipping and whatnot.
This dude,
it's crazy.
He's driving in U-Hauls to like Arizona Goodwills and hitting the whole Arizona where people don't even
don't care. Don't know about this. Yeah. Because LA is different.
Yeah.
Everyone does that in LA.
Yeah.
Goodwills in LA are nuts.
A nice piece of retro furniture in LA. That thing's selling like, you know what it's selling like.
Yeah, it's but I mean that's the way you have to do it though. Like I mean,
I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's cool. Like I mean, we're literally hitting Goodwills, estate sales, garage sales,
exactly
every Saturday. Just staying up to date on it, and that's one way you can buy a studio.
Yeah.
But the tricky thing is, so I got a question for you. Do you think PeerSpace is dead? Do you feel like
well, PeerSpace, it's getting tough, and we're also entering a recession. People's money's going to get tighter as well. You have to, be expecting that. And PeerSpace has changed my life. It's to me one of the greatest things I've ever came across in life. So I'm not, as much as I think PeerSpace could, change a few things. They really gave me an opportunity to live an incredible life and change my life and change my outlook on life. And it's one of the greatest things. So before I start knocking PeerSpace, if anyone's watching from PeerSpace, I just want to let you guys know you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
But
shout out. No, I gotta say shout out PeerSpace too. I'm not saying PeerSpace is dead, but I mean, one thing I will say is there's like not in the sense it's dead. I'm also saying like it's hard to open up a new PeerSpace. It's harder than ever. Whereas like in the beginning, you could rip someone, you could knock something off. Easy all day. You're page one, you're rocking. But now you really you have to innovate. You can't just do the cliche. Cause I see people all the time like get the cliche furniture or do like this cliche set. And then it's all, you know what I mean? You're not gonna,
It's a tough game. And when we started like you said, we were early on, so there wasn't a lot of competition.
Yeah.
The competition now, there is a lot of stuff out there.
And there's good stuff too.
And people are doing their thing for sure. But I also see a lot of people failing and I'll go look and just see what the competition is, who's doing what, just paying attention. And it's like I see these new studios from, some people who probably, was like, oh, this is going to be an easy thing because they're seeing us kill it. And they're like, yo, this guy's opening one, another. So they're like, oh, if this guy could do it, I could do it. Cause they know me. I'm a normal human being. I'm not, I don't even have a college degree, none of that. So they're like, oh, if this guy could do it, this guy, same guy I see smoking backwoods on set, having fun. Like this guy, everyone thinks they could do it until it's like you step foot in that game. And, things start adding up pretty quick too.
No, things are expensive, like construction, everything's expensive.
So expensive.
I gotta switch locks right now. That's $600.
Oh my God. The wood, trying to build with wood, it's impossible. So now everything to me is just like my mind had to adapt and, rethink things as well. And that's why I'm slowing down a little. I opened up, I think 10 and 14 months with my partner, Brian, and, we were on go mode. But now that inflation's hitting, everything's a little bit more expensive. And I'm like, let me sit back and stack the money a little bit and just see how things play out before I start, jumping back head first into the game. Like I said, this whole thing started when COVID happened and everything was slowed up. And, me as a director, things kind of slowed up. People were scared to do videos with multiple people. This was at a time where no one really knew what this Corona was and everyone was real scared of it. So I was like, man, I got to innovate.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to do something different. And originally, before we started the Blue Wave, I actually bought a house in Joshua Tree with my partner, Brian, and we got it for $132,000. Bro, on 5 acres, a full open view.
Yeah.
Just an incredible house, built in 1969, a classic, A-frame, beautiful house. And
and you fought for that too. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so
I'm up to date.
So at the time, bro, we were going all in. It wasn't we were me and Brian both really
kind
hustled from the start.
To interrupt, it's kind of like what you said earlier because I know the story. When you see something you like and you overpaid for it a little bit, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
To get it.
It's an incredible story, but I'll make it as short as possible for everyone out there. So man, this house, like I said, you know, we don't have like investors. We don't have mommy and daddy. Like, here's the money. Like, no, this is all money saved up from like doing music videos, like saving. Like this cat, Brian, like he really like used to live in a torture chamber. I would go over his house and be like, dog, you need to upgrade out of here,
what
bro.
What does that even mean?
Like his house was like literally, or his house at the time was like literally the size of this room. And this room's not big. It's like maybe 10 or 12 feet by like 8. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, my partner, he really got it out the mud, and that's why I love him. So, you know, and we upgraded over time, but he was always stacking, and I loved him for that because I'm the same way. I'm a stacker too. Like I like to stack my money, and then when something nice and different is out, that's when I'm gonna come get it because I don't want the same shit everyone else has. I want to do something a little different. So the house, think about it, it's $132,000. You come in, put 20-30% down. That's not that much. Came in, I didn't want to compete. So I was like, you know how people talk about the housing market, like, oh man, we submitted offer after offer and we keep getting turned away. Like that would mess my confidence up where I'm like, if I'm coming into something, like that's going to hurt my heart if I'm trying to like fight for things. Like I don't like to fight for things. I like to, you know, you want it that much better, get it. I'll find something and build it myself. So I found a house on Zillow. It was been on the market 169 days or something. Mm-hmm. Something crazy. Yeah. 169 days. No one wanted this house. Mm-hmm. I see the A-frame. That's what made me want the house was the vintage look to it.
For sure.
So
I had the vision.
Yeah, I had the vision. I was like, yo, and I stayed at the Madonna Inn a few times before that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like a vintage hotel. I've shot there a few times. Like I specifically drove 3.5 hours to go shoot at the Madonna Inn. So I'm like, if I'll drive that far to go shoot at like a retro room, I know someone will drive 2 hours to Joshua Tree to come film at a house on the desert with no neighbors, no interruptions. That's the easiest shoot in the world. Saw the house. It was in poor condition. Contacted the agent. He's like, oh yeah, this house, like no one wants this. Like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, can you meet me out here? I'm like, yeah, I'm on the way right now. Bounced up. Wife, son jumped out there. Got there. He's like, yeah, you sure you want this? I look around. I'm like, damn, this shit's fire. No neighbors, nothing. Yeah. I'm like, this is perfect. Film set heaven. It could be as loud as you want. You could shoot off guns here, like whatever. It's an incredible property. Boom. I'm like, all right, babe, come on, let's go celebrate. Cause I'm like, yo, I already was like good on the money. Like everything was ready to go. So we go celebrate in the national park. Start drinking beers, sunset. Like, it's like, damn, we did it. Like, excited. The guy calls. He's like, hey, buddy, unfortunately, there's already been an offer accepted and we're like so backlogged. Like, we don't even know what's going on. Like, it's Joshua Tree.
Is that what he talks about?
Yeah, he's like old cowboy guy, like straight lost in the sauce. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This shit been on the market 169 days.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking they're trying to play me like, damn, they're trying to get a little more money because I know that type of game. So I call my real estate homie, Danny Burgess. Shout out Danny Burgess, the coldest realtor in the Bay Area. I could go on and on. You know, that's a hot market. He laughed at me. He's a childhood friend doing $1 million plays in the Bay. So I'm like, Danny, I need you, bro. And me and Danny was one of my first friends. I've known this guy since kindergarten. Like, his dad was my basketball coach, like legendary shit. So Danny got my back. Danny is like, all right. Danny starts getting on the phone, starts shaking and moving. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, D, someone does have it tied up. And I'm like, no way. Like, come on, dog. You got to get this for me. He's like, let me see what I could do. Bro, he calls me back in 72 hours. Like, all right, D, we got the house. I'm like, how the hell did you get these people out of contract? Some real hard stuff to do when you start dealing with like house paperwork. We won't get into that, but yeah, man, got the house. It was out of here, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a good one.
That's awesome.
That started the journey.
You did a lot to it. I mean, I'll definitely throw up some pictures as well. Is it still on Airbnb and PeerSpace and all that?
I took it off PeerSpace just to get back to it. So the house, we bought it for $132,000 at 30%. Everything came to closing costs around like $47K. It's like a $25K play to get the crib. Our house, because of inflation and the housing market, I'm just going to put it like this. Since we bought that house, every month, That house has gone up $5,900 a month in value. So even with us doing nothing, we're making $5,900 because of the value being added onto that. So just really, start looking into real estate. That shit is that's the shit I'm getting into.
Yeah.
That shit is big boy, big player, monopoly shit. I'm about to get the boardwalk tatted right here. Next time you see me on the next interview, you'll see the boardwalk.
Sick. Get a
yeah.
couple houses on there.
And then
the
greenhouse.
Hotel. Yeah, the hotel. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, definitely that's wild, especially since like COVID and everything. The housing market's everyone thinks it's going down, but I mean, it's
not in California.
This is
a buyer's market.
Yep. And you did a lot to the house too that improved the value. I know you added, I don't know if you did anything like with the water or sewage, but I know you added AC, which is important for.
I did a lot, man.
Which is important because no one wants to shoot in a house in the desert with no AC.
Yeah, no, the AC, I think we spent like 10 or 15,000 on the AC. That was like my main thing. I was like, it's the desert. Shit gets hot as hell out here.
Yeah.
Like, gotta make sure people are in here cooled off if they're shooting. Like, so that was like the number one. That was what we spent the most on, the AC.
So do you run it as like a Airbnb now, or are you kind of just like, it's more of just like your vacation home that's just making the money on the side?
That thing's making money every month without us having to do anything.
Yeah.
Just off the price rising. It's a hot area. Joshua Trees became, like the number one tourist place on like the hipster cool side. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not family, if you're searching Airbnb, like cool, fun places to go, me and my wife or me and my, so-and-so, like Joshua Trees.
It's like number one for sure. Yeah. They have all the crazy Airbnbs out there.
I already saw this coming though. Man, I got some crazy plans. I got hotels built that I've had rendered and all the numbers.
I've seen you posting them for a while.
Yeah. I took it down because I had, there was about to be a big play with that. And they wanted me to take it down, and they ran everything. But the head guy, he's this big boss dude, and he didn't see the vision of Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this is the next Palm Springs before Palm Springs. Like,
think
if you're
buying, it's right next to Palm Springs.
Think about if you're buying Palm Springs real estate 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there's not much out there because I took a trip out there 2021 last year. And it was pretty cool. It was like my first time. It was cool. I mean, I rented like one of those trendy Airstream trailers, did that whole thing. It was cool. I mean, there's literally nothing in the town though. Like, it's just
like vacation vibe, like just
it's
off
cool.
the grid type stuff.
The national park's fire though. It's cool. There's a lot of cool rocks and stuff. It's hot though.
It gets sticky out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's sick, dude. Hey, Tyler here. Wanted to let you know that you can get 20% off of Cinepax.com lens filters, digital assets with promo code podcast20. Use podcast20 at checkout and get 20% off your order. We don't have a sponsorship for this podcast, so if you guys do want to support, please check out Cinepax.com. We'd really appreciate it. If you don't want to buy anything, at least check out the free packs. Now back to the show. We talked a good amount about, I feel like, the PeerSpace, all that. I mean, so as far as like, let's do one more little PeerSpace thing. As far as people who want to open their own PeerSpace, like let's say they still after, like seeing what it's like right now, would you recommend someone to do it right now? And if they are going to do it, what would you recommend them to do? Like any tips?
You got to go, man. Life's not promised and you just got to keep moving forward every day. And if you feel confident about an idea, like I would say, shoot for the stars. It's not hard. It's just having something dope that people would want to utilize. And, like your guys' new place, that video wall is just, that's a next level game changer. I'm like trying to think of how we could use it on a even next scale where I could do something different than what everyone's doing. Yeah. Because I've been seeing people use it for the car driving shot.
Yeah, we got all sorts of crazy ideas. Like we're gonna build like some preset like vehicles that you can like roll in front that you could rent, some stuff like that. And then I mean even just like the camera tracking stuff like that. No one has that, especially at like an indie budget level. So we're trying to fit in that niche, especially where we're located. We've already seen the difference in clients, especially with the parking lot. Like we had a K-pop shoot, like 60, 70 people here. And that's like, we can't do that in any of our other studios. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, it's definitely like what you said, like taking a gamble. Like we felt that way with the greenhouse. because like I don't know if I mentioned this. I've said it on the podcast a few times. Like we easily could have turned that into a trap house. Like
oh yeah,
we could have boarded up the windows. We could have got a
Yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of free furniture off the side of the road, and we
Yeah.
could have had rap videos in there every day. But we
course.
probably would have got kicked out or had the police called on us
Exactly.
5 times a week or
Yep.
drive-bys or anything like that.
Yeah. I
But-
will say your landlord is the man though. That guy there.
Yeah, no, he's crazy. Well, the only he's gonna tear it down. So that's why he,
No.
he said he's gonna turn it into like multi-family home. He has to change the what's it called? The what's the word?
Oh man.
The what do you call that? Like where it's labeled as a business right now, but he wants to turn it into, is it the coding?
Like he's trying to turn it into a residential.
Yeah, he wants to. Yeah, it's business
That's
right
a
now.
Huge mistake. That guy has a gold mine.
But yeah, I don't know.
So are you guys gonna relocate?
I don't know.
Which
We
is
don't know.
tough.
I mean, he literally said
So-
he said it was supposed to be up in May or like earlier.
Yeah.
And now we're just month to month, and he hasn't said anything,
That's-
and he's kind of just letting it
man.
rock. So we don't
Yeah.
know if he's actually doing it. Like
that
we
real
might.
estate though, like I said, I'm sure he's ran the numbers. Like that property that guy owns, that's an incredible piece of property. I
Yeah.
wanted to buy something like that in Atlanta. I was looking, I found a hidden
Yeah.
gem for $90K,
Yeah.
commercial zoned. Like I remember doing a
Yeah,
shoot there.
and-
I did
yeah.
a shoot with Atlantic Records over at your house one day. It was a decent production.
Yeah.
And it was like midnight and we had the whole house lit with the stairs. I'll send the video so you could put the
Yeah,
clips.
no, I love that video.
And he walks up and I'm like, oh
Is
shit.
the landlord?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he
walks
was
up.
hyped, huh?
He was hyped. He
Yeah,
was
he's-
like, "What's going on here?" I'm like, "Oh, my bad, man. We'll try to keep. You want us to dim the lights or turn down the music? The music wasn't loud.
Yeah,
I'm always
yeah.
respectable." But he was like, "No, this is cool. Like, you know,
Yeah.
he's Nigerian dude because
Yeah.
my
Is it-
cinematographer was Nigerian, so
We were a little afraid because
they
he
hit
had
it off.
he had it was a little scary because like we looked him up and we thought it was a scam because it almost seemed too good, and he had like some prior stuff, but then
Yeah.
like it cleared up,
Yeah,
and we're like, "Fuck, like, are we gonna get scammed out of like you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
Like, and it was a little scary, but we took the risk and we
Yeah.
did it, and it
Oh,
paid off. Especially,
that's a location out of every location.
I like where that
that's
one
a
is.
top
It's got
3
good food on.
location.
It's got decent parking. The only thing is like it's a little cramped inside. That's the only complaint we get, but it's
man.
solid.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's an amazing property.
And that's what we've tried to do with every property is we've tried to improve every time. So with this one, we definitely went for parking.
Yeah.
It's got AC
Yeah.
and we got space. So
Yep.
yeah, it's dude.
10 out of 10. But
Appreciate it, man. Damien approved.
but nah, you see like the place that you guys are at for your greenhouse spot, like I'm trying to buy a commercial unit like
For
that,
sure.
but in
Yeah.
Atlanta right now.
Yeah, because those are kind of like those like ones like you're driving through like a residential area,
Yeah.
but then it's like you see like I have some in my neighborhood, and there's like I don't know, you'll see like a psychic, and you'll
Yeah.
see like a
Yeah.
rodent exterminator,
Yeah,
and then like
yeah.
something like that. But it's cool because they're like house layouts at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah, I've always lived in a business
Wanna bring a
area. Oh, my
Closer.
bad. Yeah. I always, like every time I move, I'm always moving to like a inner city. So I love city residential shit. That's just my style.
Yeah.
Loud noises, no one's tripping. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a cool little spot. But back on what we said. So I mean, do you feel like PeerSpace will always kind of be like an option as far as do you think they're what? And then how do you feel about Gigster? Has Gigster approached you?
No, they haven't approached me. Gigster needs to like I feel like they've taken their foot off the gas because they were the originals in my book that I knew of. I was like, yo, Gigster, like back in the day, but they didn't make it user friendly, or they didn't make the flow feel right. They didn't make like the whole checkout. It's a little more tougher. It's like Android and Apple. It's like the Apple's so user friendly. It's so easy for anyone to navigate.
I feel like Gigster though, more like high-end productions. That's at least what Andy tells me. It's like more for the higher end stuff. So I mean, if you are in that, like I think we're gonna try
I'll tell you why. It's because it's usually the producers who can get a better rate off Gigster. Sometimes you're not updating you update your PeerSpace more. So sometimes you're like, some of my, I'll see people messaging me on PeerSpace and then hit me on Gigster to try to get it for cheaper.
You're on Gigster as well?
Yeah, I'm on Gigster, but I don't even really use it that much. Like,
yeah. See, we never really like did it because we're like, we don't want to take away from that traffic on PeerSpace because like if you get that, I think of every booking on PeerSpace as well as like
Yeah.
That's just one extra thing that's gonna like, you know, like
Mhm.
always go through PeerSpace. Like you got to go 100%. That's the one thing, like advice I would say is 100% go through PeerSpace. Keep everything in the chat. You want everything logged in the chat because they want to see that. Don't take money outside of PeerSpace. And yeah, it's important
You got to
because
stick to the script, man.
because they can rip you out of
Yeah,
PeerSpace
yeah,
like
man,
that. And you got to think about that. Like, I mean, it's tough sometimes, but you got to think about the value that PeerSpace, all the eyes is what PeerSpace is bringing you. And also simplicity, because like when you take a gig, like, so like, let's say you have like some big, I don't know, like Frito-Lay wants to film at your studio and they hit you on the side. They're like, hey, Damien, like we got 4,000 for you on the side. What I've noticed is they want, like Andy says this a lot, is they want tons of paperwork. And that's taking away from your time. You know what I mean? If you just take that PeerSpace fee, it's saving you a little. I don't know. How do you feel on that?
I feel, man, I try to tell everyone to run it through PeerSpace. One, because of scheduling. Like, you know, when I first opened it up, you know, I was having friends hit me on the side.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a PeerSpace, you know, scheduled for someone else and they're showing up at the same time. And I'm like, I got to stop, you know, dealing with anything if it's not outside PeerSpace. I only use PeerSpace. Gigster's dope, but they need to step it up. I don't really use Gigster. I've used it a few times to test it to see how their payout system was. Because if, you know, I love PeerSpace's payout system too, by the way. It's like every 3 days or 2 days or something. It's like, that's amazing. But yeah, man, run it all through PeerSpace, you know, keeping the reviews, keeping the stars high. Like, that all boosts you in the algorithm, gets you closer to the front of the pages, which a lot of people don't have patience to like go to page.
You got to build it.
Yeah, they don't want to go past page 10.
They're
so
gonna knock
you got to
back.
get in those first 10 pages. So yeah, man.
Bro, we were like, there was a glitch one day.
I know. I remember.
And we took advantage of the glitch. It pushed all the page oneers, like all our page oneers were gone. And our 2 new studios were page 1 for like probably like 8 hours. It was sick. Mm-hmm. I felt bad for everyone else losing out on a bunch of money, but it kind of helped us out a little bit too.
It was the right time, man.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
It helped us out. So yeah, I appreciate you taking the L on that day.
That was a light one anyway for me, man. I remember
good.
You called me. You were like, D, what's going on?
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was like the PeerSpace apocalypse.
I was like, I don't know, but I messaged them and they hit me back. Their customer service is amazing. They hit me back right away and they're just like, hey, this is what's happening. We're on it right now. But yeah, I tried to get a job at PeerSpace. I've taught every representative I talk to. I tell them, hey, you guys need to fly me up there. I could guarantee you make you $20 million more next year.
Yeah.
There's
a few little improvements because we've been asking for things. Like, one thing that we want is PeerSpace. If you're listening, I don't know if they are. You got some PeerSpace connects.
I do, man. They love me.
Bro, we've been asking, like, the person's number. The number should be required for every single person. So we have their number. Yeah. But that number should be like it should be automatically included in the calendar notes for like our site reps. Because sometimes our site reps, they're showing up late. Oh yeah. They just need to call them up and be like, hey, like, where are you guys at? Like, we're loading here. You know what I mean? Just so the site rep can. I mean,
there's a lot. I got like 4 or 5 crazy bulletin points that I've been trying. And I was like, yo, like, fly me up to the office.
Where are they located?
It's the funniest part about it. They have no office. They're all working remote from home.
Oh, wow. Like, they kind of make it look like it's LA.
Yeah. I mean,
I think, that's
just the way the world shifted, Corona.
For sure.
Like, we don't need an office. So
where do you want them to fly you then?
I was hoping they had an office in the Bay. I thought shit was going to be sweet and cool. Walk into the office. He's got this whole little... But I could, PeerSpace, if you're listening, all I need is $1 million, and I guarantee you I can make you $20 million next year. And you don't have to pay me till you make that $20 million. I'll work the whole year for free. And if we don't hit $10 million, then you don't have to pay me anything. And that's my word. Let's go. Right, so if you know someone from PeerSpace, tell them to contact me ASAP.
All right, that's fire.
Not Rocky.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to let you know that Cinepacks has hundreds of free effects that you can download and use in any of your videos. Head on over to cinepacks.com and click Free Packs. We have film burns, overlays, LUTs that can be used in any project and most editing softwares. Once you have all the free packs in your cart, just check out using your email address, download them, and they're ready to use. All right, now back to the episode. So what's been going on with the video directing side of things? Can you talk about any of that?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm out here, bro. Like, I'm at the top of my game with that. when it comes to film directing, I know that's my bread and butter. Like I could go anywhere in the world and do that. I could direct anything. Like you give me someone, I can make something up. So yeah, man, I'm at the top of my game. You know, I'm moving so crazy with riveting right now. Riveting, you know, they got me on fire. Love those guys over there. I got my partner, Brian, who's a cinematographer who always keeps me fresh on the cool. I'm loving what he's doing with like those, what are they called? Rigs.
Oh yeah. He's been doing some wild stuff. I'm trying to get Brian on, but he's a busy man.
Oh, this man is big league, man.
I'm trying to get.
He's not playing, bro. And he's
investing in lenses, bro. He spends a lot of money on lenses.
Oh yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. He's you know, that's his thing. He loves that. And that dude, like, when it comes to like the newest, coolest, or the specs and what you need to know, like he's like, well, you know, he'll go in his little own world that I know makes him excited. So it makes me excited just to see him excited about that. But yeah, the camera stuff, you know, the film directing game, like that is, man, that's what I live for. That's what I really live for.
Yeah.
But now it's to a point, because I'm making money off the studios and stuff, where I could kind of pick and choose who I'm working with for the first time in my career. Yeah. So that's feeling incredible to just be like,
I think that's what's important, because I mean, I haven't been shooting music videos. Last music video I shot was 2020.
Wow.
And I kind of slowed down, and I've just been picking and choosing, but I haven't really been on the music videos too much. I've been kind of just doing this whole thing, which I've loved.
Yeah.
I shot a live performance today. I'm Sue hit me up, and we kind of just did a little something. It was cool.
That's fire.
It was fun. But I mean, I would be down to get back into the music videos here and there, and like it's a lot of fun. But I mean, I still feel like I have way too much to do here, and there's other things I want to do. We got a lot of aspects of the business, but
exactly.
But I think that's important too. What you say is like how you got excited seeing your partner excited. Yeah. It's like, I think people underestimate how important it is to pick the right business partner. Ooh. What made you think that BB, is his name? Brandon, right?
Brian.
All right. What made you like choose Brian? Like how did you guys link up? And two, like what made you know that you want to go into business with him?
Oh, this is about to get juicy. All right. So, you know, me and BB, I met this guy because I got hired to do the biggest job of my life at the time. Like, this is going to be the biggest freaking music video of my career. And I get called upon this shoot. The reason, let me tell you who the shoot's for. Bobby Brackens, Jeremiah, A-list superstar Zendaya.
Oh, wow. When was this?
This was like, it's got to be 2017, 2000. Yeah, it's maybe 2016 or 15. Like, it was a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get the call. I'm like, how the hell am I getting this music video? And I'm talking to Bob. It's like, mind you, he's calling me on Wednesday, and we need to be in Puerto Rico by Friday. We're talking less than 36 hours away. I'm like, Bob, why are you calling me? Why are you telling me this now? What happened? He's like, well, the original director I had, he wasn't feeling good because we couldn't get the permits in time, so he didn't want to shoot without the permits. He was like, I need a mobber.
Is that your Bobby Brackens impression?
Yeah.
I like that.
So I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, well, send over some money. I need to make sure this is for real. If you want me to do it, I need a deposit right now. Yeah. He's like, done. He hangs up the phone. The deposit comes in, and we're talking, I mean, this is like probably like $30K.
Yeah.
And this is like the cheap end to do a video with Zendaya. Like, you know, Zendaya's Disney star, mega star at the time, like people waiting at the airport for her with signs, like hundreds of people. Like, bro, you know, like this is a big deal for me. And made the video happen. So Bobby's like, we need another cameraman because we need to get all this extra footage. I'm like, you're right. I was like, fuck, let me try to figure this out. So someone put me in touch with some like National Geographic's type cinematographer. And I was like, all right, let me get on the phone with them. And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, no, this ain't going to work. I was like, yeah, no, unfortunately, this
music
yeah.
videos are a whole different.
Yeah.
This dude's shooting rhinos.
Yeah,
That's
this dude, he's pulling up with like 8 sliders that do some weird stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, I know what we need. We need some mobbers. We're gonna be no permits, running gun through Puerto Rico. And someone was like, yo, I know this guy off Craigslist. Like, he's a mobber though. And I was like, get him. We got him. I meet Brian at the artist's house. We're gonna fly. It's like everything's happening, like doom, 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 doom. Like it's nonstop. Big video booking. I'm booking flights. The stylist is asking for like first class tickets, and I'm like, bro, we don't have first class money. They're like, well, the artist ain't coming. I'm like, okay, I got first class money. I had to take some shit away from the budget here. Like Bob's like, that's all we got. We can't, like, we have no extra. Like we got it. So we're making shit shake and move 36 hours before this shit. I get to meet Brian at the artist's house. This guy has his gear and everything locked, and he's locked outside his van. I was about to fire him right there. I was like, yo, who is this the mobber you guys were telling me about? The guy who
locked himself out of his car?
I was like, break the windows, because we had to go to the airport. Like, it was time for everyone to leave. And, and he was just like, no, I got a spare. I live like 10 minutes away. I was like, all right, if you're late to the airport, like, don't even come. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, it had me tripping. Biggest video of my career, and like shit's going wrong right off the bat. Bro, tell me why. We get to LAX. This guy's there before us. And I was like, what'd you do? Did you break your window? He was like, no, I went home, got there, came back, got my gear, and got here before you guys. I was like, damn, this is the hustler of the year. What the hell?
How fast was he going?
I don't know. I still to this day don't know.
He teleported.
Yeah, and we didn't make any stops.
That's crazy.
We didn't stop for food, not gas, not coffee. We went straight to the airport.
Wow.
He was already there. I couldn't believe it. So long story short, we go to Puerto Rico. I'm seeing him on the cinematography. He's killing it. I'm like, damn, this dude's doing like this. Dude,
what was he shooting on at the time?
A Red Epic.
Okay,
and he had a lens kit though. At the time, I was using a 24-70, just
the classic
punching
Canon.
In and out,
It's a run and gun special.
Oh, that thing is the best, bro. On a Red Epic, that thing is crazy. So he had like his primes, like a 22 or 25, a 50, a 85.
Getting his little cinematography off.
He shot this shot of Zendaya on an 85 mil, bro, just like this. And she looks the exact same. I see her today. She looks the exact same. And she was just like the biggest star. She was incredible. That was like, I started crying after we finished that video, because we shot it in the middle of like some small town in Puerto Rico. We went like an hour in to like this colorful village, and all the kids are coming out and seeing it. They're like, holy shit, like, what is Zendaya? Like, it was crazy, and everyone joined. It was a dope video. After we did it, I was like started crying. I was like, damn, this is like the first little baby step to me, like starting to get into my dreams, like working with big artists who were just raw. Jeremiah was killing it. We had some fire models. Like, that video was fire.
I don't think I've seen it. I gotta watch it after this.
My Jam. Yeah, that shit's
That's the name of it? My Jam?
My Jam. But yeah, that shit. So yeah, that's how I met Brian.
Yeah.
And then I came to his crib, and he was staying in the torture chamber. And I was like, this dude, he's grinding.
Yeah.
And I was like,
is this in LA?
Yeah, this is in LA.
Yeah.
And it was like my first or second year in LA. So I was new to LA, and he was new to LA too. So it was kind of a good bond, because, none of us were on like no weird LA shit. We were just like brand new to the game, like very cautious on how we walked in, but very hungry. And he had a Red Epic, and I had a Red Epic. And at the time, to have a Red Epic, you had to be a boss. Like, those things, were hidden for like $30K when no one had $30K. This is like 9 years ago. I was working with $30K. So yeah, I knew he had one, I had one. We were able to start tag teaming jobs. Like, okay, 2 Red Epics. We were coming out doing videos for like $2,000, killing shit.
Yeah, like
fools were like, "What the fuck?" And we were like killing shit. And then we both elevated at the same time. Just kind of kept floating up. And yeah, man, that's how I know Brian. Yeah, and we're still mobbing till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, you guys are killing it.
Thank you, bro.
What's it called? So where did you kind of like, obviously like from there, you guys have similar like work ethic, and you guys have all this background together. When did you guys really become business partners? And was the Joshua Tree House kind of the first move you guys made together?
Yeah, it was. The Joshua, I mean, Brian, he's a real analytic dude too. He's a numbers guy, and that's why we click. We're, so, we would always throw little ideas like, oh, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? And so, I was like, man, I got these 2 ideas. I had these 2 crazy ideas. I had the Pink Mirage, which was the current house we have now.
Yep.
But then I had a gold Stardust one as well idea. That house has 4X. I didn't get that one.
Damn.
That's
one of the
regrets.
What's the X on the how much has the what's it called, Joshua Tree? Can you throw that number out? Like how much? X is it 4X or is it 3X, 2X? Since
it's 3X, but with all the upgrades we did, it's 4X.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
It's at least 4 to.
So what was
5X.
what was the gold dust one you were saying?
So the gold dust one was this house I was gonna do. It was gonna be an all gold house, wrapped in gold, wrapped in the crazy like Mylar, how they do the car shit, where it's like real durable. I was gonna do the whole house. And then I had like this crazy gold interior all house. Like it was going to be nuts. Like think about all gold.
That's
and
crazy.
Then with the crazy blue AstroTurf outside around the house. Yeah, bro. In the middle of the desert. It was crazy.
Gleaming.
What
are the shot planes down?
Yeah.
Get a tan standing out in front of it. I like that though, because it's cool because it's like a natural bounce in the sense, you know? Like dog, it's fire.
In the desert. It was
because there's that one that's like, what's that one? Like in Joshua Tree,
I'll send you the photos of this so you could show people, because I have all the renders. Like I build the decks.
That'd be sick.
I have, I look through it. I just don't say, hey, I have this idea. Check it out. Or let me spit it to you. I'm like, nah, bro, here's the whole plan. And I'm like dropping the book on the desk and letting you flip through the pages and say, oh shit, okay, shit's kind of adding up. Here's the numbers. And I really dropped that on people. And he was an analytic guy, and he's like, shit makes fucking perfect sense. Let's do it. So as soon as he said, let's do it, I went on and I found that house on the last. Like I started at the end. I didn't even want to look. I looked through the front, but I didn't even want to. I was like, I'm going to find something that we could get now. It's go time. That's how I moved. And we went, it was go time. We got that thing done, bro. Quick, 3 months, remodeled.
Yeah, it's
bleeding,
crazy,
bro.
So one question I have is, because you guys are a partnership and you guys open like a lot of these studios together, how does that work now where like, because if anyone follows BB, he's like on set every day. So how does that work as like a partnership with like you like cleaning? Because you guys are both very transparent on the stories. Like you're hustling, like cleaning these studios every day, probably doing a lot of managing. How does that work like as a partnership?
Oh man. So it's a beautiful thing because BB, like I said, is an analytic guy. It's an investment to him. He's, he's not emotionally loving these things. Like he loves them, but I am really out there. Like that is like, this become my number one thing, because now I don't have to pick and choose my battles anymore. Like this is a sure thing. The studios are guaranteed in our book because we have 11 amazing joints that are always going to be in demand for certain reasons. So yeah, he's like I said, the cinematic king. And like I said, how excited he gets when he starts seeing lenses and cameras. Like, I already know that's his main focus. Yeah. My main focus right now is the studio stuff. But I get paid very well as a manager to not only run my own stuff. And I don't think no one could run it better than me right now. For sure. I haven't found anyone who can really take the time and analyze everything, because there's a lot that comes to it. There's a lot. Oh my God. Like
especially just the messages, the calls, the customer service.
Yeah. Oh, the customer service. Yeah. The customer,
which is the most important thing.
Amazon. I learned from Amazon. The customer's always right, even if they are wrong.
I mean, it's crazy how easy it is to return things off Amazon.
Yeah.
Which I think kind of goes, the customer's always right. They make it pretty easy.
Yeah, they make it easy. But yeah, I get paid very well, and that's amazing. And when I go clean them, like I said, that's we pay a generous cleaning fee to our cleaners. Like we make sure everyone eats. So there's days I'm like, shit, I'll go get that cleaning fee. I live 4 blocks away, and I'll go hit 4 studios or 6 studios. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, that's like grocery money here, babe. Go to Whole Foods.
Yeah, for sure.
Go to Erewhon. Get what you like. So I'm not like, I get it. I got it out the mud too. So, fucking like if there's money on the table to be made and it's quick and I get to go look at the location and analyze, okay, well, we need to do this, this, and that. Like we have a meeting Friday. I'm meeting Brian at 10 a.m. Friday. And we're going to put a full day in. We got 4 assistants, and we're about to just bring everything back to life, polished. Like
exactly, you got to do that every time.
Lift the furniture up, get under with the rugs, the steam clean. Like the studios are getting shut down. So
we have one of those days. We have we call it what's it called? Yeah, it's gonna be a little crazy. We got the grand opening, and I think we actually have bookings the next day. So that's gonna after 300 people. Yeah, it's gonna be a little wild.
You're gonna need the cleaners here on set while
in the morning. Yeah,
while the party's going on, just have people like making sure water bottles are.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Are you gonna make everyone wear booties?
No, I don't care.
Oh, it's getting lit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't care. All right. I mean, the carpets are already dirty.
Yeah,
we're kind of going for that dirty vibe. It's all good.
The motel.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, the motel. Yeah, it just adds to the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's concrete in there, so we're fine. Yeah. But yeah, dude. What else you got coming? Anything else we could be looking out for?
I got a massive video, the biggest video in my career, potentially gonna come out. It's in edit mode. I'm under NDA, so I can't really speak on it, but it's gonna be the biggest artist I ever worked with. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that comes out. And yeah, just that, and working on some of my own stuff. Like, I'm really like now getting into writing scripts a little bit and telling stories. Man, just always innovating, looking for the next hottest business idea or deal or way to, double up. Like, bro, I've just been learning how it's a double up, bro. Turning 1,000 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16 to 32, 64. Like, you just keep doubling like this, bro. Like, it's easy, bro. And it's easy to get to $1 million when you start looking at how to double shit up. That's where I'm at. I'm looking right now. I'm waiting for shit to go down a little more while we're in this little baby recession. Stocks are half off. Crypto 70% down.
You're getting back into crypto?
Oh, bro.
I know you sold your. I know you sold your Bitcoin, a good amount of your Bitcoin a while ago.
No. So what I did, I converted it to a stable coin when it was at 41 because I knew it was going to drop down, and I just got it chilling.
Nice.
And that's when the time's right to buy, I'm just going to come back. So, let's say it drops down to 10K, God forbid. But if it does, that one will turn into 4. And like I said, it's a doubles game.
Yeah. You got to double it.
You got to know. And that's it, man. Just stacking, having fun, and staying out the way, swimming a lot at the house.
I like it.
Barbecuing.
Yes, sir.
Checking up on my studio.
I like it.
So I'm blessed, bro. I feel great. And I'm glad I could, talk to people out there and, just kind of tell people about life and, my point of view and how I see things. Like, I think this is really dope what you're doing, and God bless for having me on, fam.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, you gotta refer some people to get on. We gotta get BB on here.
100%.
I think it'd be sick. A little cinematographer's viewpoint of everything. He's been shooting everything. He's wild. His Instagram's crazy. Like some of the He's pretty funny.
He's the best, bro.
Yeah, I haven't met him, but yeah.
That's fine.
Sick. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode, drop a comment down below. Go follow Damien. I'm going to have a bunch of links to all his PeerSpaces. He's going to go crazy right now. Yeah, make sure you actually watch this episode because you got to see Damien's outfit. He's looking, if you're just listening, you got to watch the episode. And then leave it a review on iTunes, all that. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. I appreciate you coming on, man. It was sick.
No doubt. Yo, love you guys, man. Keep chasing your dreams. I guarantee you could do it. Keep believing in yourself. And just remember, man, Cinepax, Damien Sandoval, checking out.